Now it's time for my final summer TV power rankings. My final list of the top 5 summer TV shows in ascending order. I'm going to go with 5. Summer's not the biggest time for TV, so I think 5 is about as many as we need to do. 5, Ray Donovan, 3 out of 5. So I've got 3 shows right at 3 stars for only 2 spots at the bottom of my top 5. Ray Donovan is going to be the one that sneaks on. I was excited to start off with Ray Donovan. The preview seemed cool. I think Liev Schreiber does a decent anti-hero, but that's sort of the thing, right? At this point, it gets a mediocre rating because the anti-hero thing is just so played out. We've had a lot of them lately, and we've had a lot of good ones too, so Ray Donovan would have to be great for me to like it more than my 3-star rating.
Yeah, I concur. In fact, I think 3 stars is fairly generous. We got a few episodes left, and unless it really pulls something off, this is from my personal rating. I'm leaning towards more of a 2.5, giving it that extra half a star off to make a statement.
Yeah, we both agree it's sort of mediocre in any
Right.
case, it looks like. So 4, The Newsroom. This is another 3-star show for me. It edges out Ray Donovan, though, because, well, it's the prototypical love it and hate it simultaneously kind of show that nets out right to fall into some serious self-indulgent habits that can really, really bug the shit out of me. But any show that gives me a visceral reaction of any kind earns a modicum of respect for me, so it pulls in at number 4 in my summer rankings.
Okay, fair enough. Just my 2 cents is that I'm enjoying this one now, further along. I thought it was more mediocre or annoying me toward the beginning, but now I'm sort of get the nostalgic factors kicking in a little bit.
All right. Number 3, The Bridge, 3.5 stars. So The Bridge could end up a tick up or a tick down based on how the show ends, and we'll talk more about that in our recap later on. But I think its number 3 slot will probably stay about right, even if it ends really well or ends really poorly.
Mm.
I mean, I like the world it's created. I like a lot of the character interactions. It hasn't completely found its point of view or its direction yet, though. But it still has some good potential. Here's how I think of it: it has some good potential to be one of those shows that goes on to greatness, where you tell people they have to get past the first season before it really picks up. That's not guaranteed, but I could see it maybe being one of those shows.
Yeah. I hope so because it has a lot going for it, but you're absolutely right that it's kind of in this limbo land of it could go either way.
Yeah. Number 2, I know you'll disagree with this, Bob, but number 2 for me is Orange is the New Black, 4 out of 5 stars.
Wow, it's so high.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I think that's what I gave it in my mini review, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the only show on this list we're not recapping, and I know you gave up on it, so I won't rehash it too much. You can check out my mini review from a few weeks back if you want, but it was just an unexpected delight for me. I didn't really get much advanced buzz. It came out, I heard about it, I watched it. It was one of those shows where I just enjoyed visiting the universe it created every episode. I liked checking in with the characters and learning more about them little by little and getting to know what makes them tick. And I liked it a lot.
Okay, now, did it feel pretty low stakes for you? Not that that makes or breaks whether or not it's a good show, but it felt part of what I've read also and why I sort of I'm happy with my decision to give up on it. It seems like there's a lot of flashbacks in every episode as a focus on, some characters' backstory of why they're in jail, and that could be interesting, but it doesn't really stick with the series starts off with her being in jail, and she's only there for a finite amount of time, and just the whole premise seemed kind of it wasn't as interesting for me, but I guess for other people it's a lot more interesting, like for you.
Yeah, so about the flashbacks, I know flashbacks are a thing that you almost always hate. And I agree that there can be very bad flashbacks, but I think there can be good flashbacks too, and I think these ones actually did a good job of filling out the story about someone new every week just to help you understand their place in the prison ecosystem and how they got to be the way they are. Anyway, I
Okay,
liked it. I
fair
liked
enough.
it, and we disagree about it, but on my rankings, they hit number 2. So
Cool,
number
cool.
one, number one, of course, Breaking Bad. It's one of the best shows on TV. The only great TV show on this summer. Whatever your thoughts on this last season, it's clearly the number 1 summer show, and I personally give it a 5 out of 5, and that gives it the number 1 spot.
Nice. I like how we're both consistently only giving a 5 out of 5 to our number ones.
That's true. That's a good point. You didn't have to break that tie.
No,
uh,
no.
Some shows I watched that didn't make the list:
Okay, let's hear it.
Dexter, The Killing, True Blood, Arrested Development. I didn't even finish those last three. um, so that's the list. That's the power rankings. Come back next week when we give our preseason fall-winter power rankings to set the stage for the season.
Yeah, now I feel like we've already been watching a lot of TV, but it seems like the fall, just as a quick preview for next week, it's like even more TV in a good way, like a lot of good TV coming up, it feels like.
Yeah. Well, fall is pretty much the main season for TV, so we'll have to figure out what we're going to recap and what we're not going to recap. Have to be more judicious probably than we were this summer.
Right, whew, I'm excited.